Yo, what up, man? It's Bootleg Kev, Real 92.3. Right now, you're checking out DatWAV.com, man. Keep it locked.
DatWAV.com. We're here with Bootleg Kev. What up, Bootleg Kev?
What up, man?
What's going on, man? So, normally you spend a lot of time asking the questions, but
Yep.
we think DatWAV, they should know a little bit about you, too.
Word up.
We'll start off with some easy stuff. How'd you get in the radio?
When I was in high school, I went to high school in Mesa, Arizona. And there was a school called EVIT, which is like a vocational school that you could go to instead of taking like elective courses at your home school. You could go there for like 2 hours out the day. And I went there for radio broadcasting when I was 16. Had like an underground hip hop show there. It was like a little radio station that just was like a mile around the studio and shit. And as soon as I graduated high school, I started interning at Power 92 in Phoenix. And shit, man, I just worked for free for like a year and a half and got on the radio and, just hustled my way from the street team all the way, to being on the radio. So, yeah, that's how I got started.
So you knew this is what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
You hear a lot of stories like people starting out as rappers or producers.
Yeah, nah, man, nah. I was so obsessed with like hip hop music when I was a kid, man. Like buying The Source and Double XL and just every single fucking Tuesday going to the warehouse and buying every album that I could. Like, I knew I couldn't rap and like I DJ and shit, like I do clubs and shit, but like I like also used to always be super like funny and just talk mad shit in high school, and like once I found that radio shit, it just was like this is all I want to do. So yeah, I knew like pretty much as soon as I was 16 years old, that's what I was going to do. So
because of the DJing, it's caused you to live in a few different places, huh?
Yes, I've lived all over the country, man. I was in Phoenix at first, then my first full-time gig was in Boise, Idaho, which was fucking, yeah, it was kind of a struggle. I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't as bad as everybody would think it would be. It was cool, it was a college town. Then I went to Vegas for a few years, back to Phoenix, then to Tampa. Now I'm in LA. It's like a fucking, yeah, man, it's crazy. I've been everywhere.
So where's home and where's hometown?
Phoenix is always. Oh well, home now is LA.
Okay, so you're living in LA, but hometown.
But hometown is Phoenix all day. Yeah.
So what does Arizona mean to you?
Everything, man. It's it's where Yeah, it's where I'm from. It's where all my family is. It's where
Let's talk about AZ hip hop then.
Yeah. Arizona hip hop is lit, man, for sure.
Starting to speak up, huh? They are.
For sure, man. There's a lot of dope talent out of Arizona.
So like the people that we see, I see on the regular, Futuristic.
Futuristic for sure, yep.
Vida Rula, I think
yep.
Vida Rula's probably
He's incredible.
One of my favorites out of Arizona.
For sure.
Who are the other people that you want to mention that you think are on the top of the Arizona
in Arizona, man, those are really the two guys, and then there's a kid named Sincerely Collins that I used to manage. Kyle Collins, used to go by Kyle Collins. J-Rob the Chief. There's this new kid named Brown Boy Mage that I think is really dope, who's kind of like a Mexican Post Malone. G-Mo's cool. Who else out of Arizona, man? There's a lot, dude. Like, shout out to Teak Hall. Shout out to
Teak Hall.
Yeah, Teak is dope.
Wrestling rapper.
Speaking of wrestling rapper, shout out to Ransom, Mega Ran. Mega Ran is
Mega Ran too.
He's doing his thing, just like he's he's got his niche. He raps a lot about video games and shit, and he takes them all over the world. So shout out to Mega Ran, and yeah, man, it's lit out there for sure.
What makes Arizona hip hop unique, you think? Everybody has their own kind of style, New York style, Bay Area style, Southern.
I will say this: I don't know, the biggest artist out of Arizona is Futuristic, and he kind of he's his personality. He could rap his ass off, but I think what he's kind of figured out is how to turn his personality. A lot of people that's what I like about 2017 is that in hip hop everyone takes themselves too fucking serious historically, and nowadays with the way social media is, man, if you're a cornball, you're gonna be a cornball. Like, people could call you out on Instagram, on Snapchat, all that shit. And so like, if you're just a funny, goofy motherfucker, like, embrace that shit. And I think Futuristic's a funny dude. Like, shout out to Kyle from Ventura out here, who's like another guy who's just like a real lighthearted guy, and it's worked for him. But I would say, I don't know, man, unique. There's just so many different styles from Arizona. Like, MC Magic is like the biggest rapper to ever make it out of Arizona, and he's a Chicano rapper, and he sounds like almost.
What about Willie North Pole?
Shout out to Willie North Pole, man. Willie had a little run, man, with DTP. Yeah, I don't know what Willie's doing. I mean, I see Willie on Instagram. Willie's a great dude, man. He had a cool. We had a little run where it was Willie North Pole, Juice got signed to the game, and fucking Hot Rod got signed to G Unit.
Hot Rod too.
Yeah, and now I know Juice is still working. I don't know what the fuck Hot Rod's doing, and Willie, I don't know what he's doing either, man. But shout out to all them, the legends in their own right in Arizona for sure.
You got these people that are on the verge, like Futuristic. You got Beautiful Up. Why do you think Arizona hip hop hasn't exploded yet? You guys also have a hip hop day too.
Yeah, we do have. Shout out to Justice, Arizona Hip Hop Day. We do the Arizona Hip Hop Festival every year. Justice does, and Respect the Underground. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's really like, I truly believe that it just takes one artist to blow. Like I guess St. Louis might not be the greatest example, but like Nelly blew up, and then you had guys like Chingy come out. Like Chingy had, I know Chingy's washed now, but Chingy was on the fucking Double XL cover on his own at one point. Like Chingy had a run, then like Jaquan had, I think that those weird cities, like, it just takes one or two people to really kick it off, and in Arizona, people have their own views about it being like a really racist place, and by all means, because the politicians that get elected there and the sheriff Joe Arpaio, who's finally gone, people have just a fucked up conception of what Arizona is, and a lot of what people think it is, but most of it is not. It's not fucking tumbleweeds through the streets and cactus everywhere and shit. Like, there's some cactus, but it's, I don't know, man. I just think we really, this is the best that it's ever been as far as potential. So we'll see, man. Hopefully and I think Futuristic V, there's guys like that who could really take it to the next level. So only time will tell.
So Arizona's hometown, but right now you're in LA.
Of course.
You're here. You're on Real 92.3.
Yes, sir.
You got an opportunity to work on the Real After Party. How big of an opportunity is that for you?
Yeah, man, it's the biggest of my career. Ever since I got into radio, I always wanted to be in LA. So I'm here, man. I was supposed to, they launched this radio station in February 2015. And when they launched it, they tried to hire me to do a different time slot. And I was under contract in Tampa at Wild 94.1, so I couldn't come. So me getting here now was just been the longest back and forth journey, and it finally everything lined up, and it's dope, man. Shout out to Dre Sinatra and DJ Damage, my co-host. It's lit for sure.
Yeah, I think you guys are all on the same page as far as the way you guys talk. When I watch Breakfast Club, I always thought to myself, there needs to be something like that on the West Coast.
Yeah, I think we got something good going like that, man. Yeah, for sure.
I think it's really, really cool. What's your relationship like with Dre Sinatra and DJ Damage?
Well, I've known Dre probably for like 6-7 years. I've known Dre since like 2011 when he used to DJ for Ray J. And then me and Dre got really, really close a few years ago once he started working with Ty Dolla $ign, because Ty's a good homie. And we've just partied together a lot in Phoenix, strip clubs, just a bunch of douchebag shit. And then we ended up working together, And so me and Dre are like spirit animals. Me and Damage, we like met and clicked right away, man. He's just the nicest dude I've ever worked with. He's the most humble, hardworking, just a great guy, man. So I couldn't ask to work with a better person than Damage, man. He's dope. So, a lot of times you meet somebody, you don't know how it's going to go. And with Damage, it was like we've been knowing each other for years. So
you guys have a lot of big guests on the show. Is there a favorite interview or a favorite moment you've had?
Yeah, man. Shit, I've only been here for 2 months, and we've had some big moments. My favorite interview we've probably done. I mean, the biggest interview we've done so far was the 21 Savage interview we did last week. That shit blew up everywhere. But my favorite interview probably was with the guy who just signed with Rock Nation. His name's Gashi. He's this new up and coming guy. We had him come up here, and that interview was just super, super personal and heartfelt, and I enjoyed that interview the most. But it wasn't the biggest interview, but that was my favorite interview probably we've done since I've been here.
Okay, we're gonna talk old gen versus new gen.
Okay.
On the Real After Party, is there a split preference as far as like who you guys identify with? Is one of them more of the old?
I'll say this. I will say this. I have been known. I'm 30. Damage is 27, and Dre's 35. But Dre is like, got his ear to these streets, But I would say I probably have more of the old head mentality than the other two guys. Even though I DJ in the most hoodest clubs and I play all the bullshit, But I will say it's taken me the last, year or so to really kind of just lighten up towards certain artists that are really popular. And it's not because I've realized especially through my son. He's 11. Like my son's the biggest Lil Yachty fan, and I used to hate on Lil Yachty. Not like anything crazy or malicious or mean, but I would just be like, yo, man, I don't, what the fuck is he doing, But it's not for me. My kid loves Lil Yachty. He knows all his shit. My kid's 11 years old. You know what I'm saying? That kid, and shout out Lil Yachty. He don't do no drugs. He don't drink. You know what I'm saying? He don't rap about no bullshit. And so I just kind of come to the conclusion that a lot of this shit that's coming out is not for me, and it's not for me to say if it's hot or not. Because what I think is I'm listening to fucking Action Bronson and fucking, I'm listening to the shit that sounds like the shit that I fuck with growing up. You know what I'm saying? I'm still listening to Rest in Peace Prodigy. I'm still listening to fucking Hell on Earth in my car and shit. You know what I'm saying? So.
Was there a type of rap music you don't like spinning?
Nah, see. Look, as a club DJ, I throughout my life, I've never been a hip hop elitist or like I've always hated the type of people who are like super underground backpack heads and just anything commercial they just shit on. So like historically, like I'll fuck with, I love the Gucci Mane and Metro Boomin project that just came out. That shit is fire. And at the same time like Vic Mensa and so I'll say I love playing a hood club. Like I'll say the records that my favorite artist to play is Future in the club, because man, it's like a high you get when you're rocking a club and you get reactions from people, man. So for sure, like I love playing Future shit in the club, or same thing with the strip club. I DJ in the strip club a lot too. So it's just like certain records you'll play the fucking when they make it rain to that record, you're just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I'm definitely like what I listen to in my car and what I like play in the club is like two different fucking worlds. But I enjoy both for sure.
The people like hearing it, the DJs like spinning it. So why do you think the old generation puts so much emphasis on lyricism?
I'll say this, man. Lyricism is obviously, because back in the day, I'll say this. If you go back in hip hop, at least the last like 15 years, there was always like something going on. Whether it was Soulja Boy in 2007, Soulja Boy came out and Soulja Boy was not lyrically gifted whatsoever. This had never got better either. And even like back in like the late 80s, like Biz Markie had some big records, and Biz Markie wasn't super lyrical. I just think like right now with social media, all you see are, a lot of these guys that are huge, their personas are bigger than their music. Like Lil Yachty and Lil Uzi Vert and, all these guys are, it's almost like their character and who they are on social media is like bigger than their actual music. And so I think if you're an old head and you're that worried about somebody, where you gotta like, talk shit and belittle and post about them, like, yo, dog, take that energy and like worry about your fucking self, bro. Or especially like if you're an artist and you're hating, yo, man, you're a fucking herb.
So right to that subject, that's perfect. Does the game need like a Joe Budden? Kind of checking the young generation.
That's what I said about Joe Budden, and I think I'll say this about Joe. I think Joe, I did not think what he did with Yachty was cool. I think he was bullying him, and I think that there's a way to do what he was trying to do there without like, yo, man, this kid is just enjoying life and having fun. You're screaming at him, dog. Like, chill. Like, yo, dog, chill. With that being said, I think Joe Budden and Academics have the most entertaining thing going on, period, right now. In hip hop, as far as the journalistic side, their dynamic is dope. Joe Budden has always had a great personality ever since he was doing the blog TV shit way back in the day. So I'm not mad at Joe. I actually think Joe Budden he's got more balls and asks the shit that like all of us, like he's got more balls than all of us, because he don't give a fuck. He's a rapper. He don't give a fuck about this shit. You know what I'm saying? He don't got to make nobody happy. He don't work for iHeartMedia. You know what I mean? He's just doing his thing. So I think I'm not mad at Joe Budden. I think he's definitely one of those old head guys that you're like, when like the Yachty moment was definitely a little bit too much, but I'm not mad at Joe. I think people fuck with it. They've created some dope moments in culture over the last few months. That Migos interview was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. So, I'm not mad at Joe Budden.
there's a lot of good music out though.
Yeah, a lot of people keep wanting to talk shit. I'm like, bro, y'all are y'all not listening to Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole and Vic Mensa and fucking Logic, and there's so much dope lyrical shit. Royce the 5'9" just put out Bar Exam 4. Like, yo, man, like, chill, man. There's some fire ass hip hop music coming out. Like, straight up, like, y'all, like, motherfuckers is just they just want to give the whack shit per se, like the attention. Like, there's good shit.
They finally got their 444, right?
Yeah, man. Shout out Jay-Z.
What do you think about the album?
I like it. I think it's what I like about the Jay-Z album is it's like it just feels like his journal that he just rapped out loud on a song, you know, that on like a series of beats. And I like the fact that it's a cohesive project. No ID produced everything, but I think it's something that we've never gotten from Jay. There's not a single song that could ever. There's not a club record. There's not a radio record. It's literally like Jay just had a journal under his bed and he's been jotting in it. And he's just like, yo, guys, I need some beats to talk over. And it's cool because it's definitely something for grown-ups. And the young kids could listen to that shit and get some gems real quick. So I fuck with it for sure.
You think people are going to stop putting the money phone up to the ear?
Nah, it's already. I've been seeing that shit already. There's all kinds of people still doing that. People are going to do what they're going to do.
You got good albums like Kendrick's album this year.
For sure.
Jay-Z's album was good. Drake's playlist was phenomenal in my opinion. You got the youngins that have dropped debut albums too. You got Lil Yachty, T Grizzly.
Shout out T Grizzly, yeah, I fuck with
Carti,
Grizzly.
21 Savage. These guys' debut albums, do you think they've done better or worse than expected?
I think Lil Yachty's album definitely did worse than expected. I think he even admitted to that. Even though I don't think he did that bad. I think he did like 41,000 or something. I don't know what 21 Savage is. I don't think the numbers are out for that. T Grizzly, no idea what the numbers are for that. But T Grizzly's doing his thing, man. I actually like his energy a lot. Playboy Carti is one of those artists that I feel like an old head when I listen to. But hey, man, he's doing his thing.
Do you think they expected to sell like more albums and like?
I think Playboy Carti, nah, because Playboy Carti was kind of a. I think Lil Yachty, yes, for sure. I think the big like, oh shit, this might be a flop was the Yachty moment, because Playboy Carti, he had a buzz and he put out his project, but it did exactly what it just built up his buzz even more. He got a couple records off of it. 21 Savage, I don't know what the numbers are yet. T Grizzly, I feel like there wasn't a big expectation for that, for his album or his album. So I think Yachty is the one guy who you could be like, man, because Yachty's like a star. He's in fucking commercials, and so I think Yachty's probably the guy that might have performed under expectations.
You've had a chance to listen to this album.
Yeah, I've
Is it a
listened.
good album or is it a bad album?
I've probably listened to half of the album. Can I say it's an okay album?
It's an okay album.
Yeah, I'll give it like a 6.5 out of 10. I'll give it 3 mics out of 5.
All right, Kev. Industry do's and don'ts. Rappers and politics. I saw you post a lot about during the time of the election, Donald Trump stuff.
Yeah, I had to stop actually. I had a little stop in Phoenix. I was working at CBS Radio in Phoenix, and they're like, you can't post anything about the president or anything political. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? But yeah. Go ahead, continue. Sorry.
Being white though, you think it's you think you have to speak up because you gotta let them know for the culture type of thing?
Being white. I mean, look. At the end of the day, I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona. I have no white friends I grew up with. Not one. I have one white friend in the world, and I met him when I was like 23. His name's DJ Sam I Am. All my friends are Mexican or black. So it has nothing to do with being white. I just think it's like a matter of like, being right. Like if you're a woman, like women's issues are just under attack. Like it's like there's just so much fucked up shit going on in the world with this fucking dick face. And yeah, man, I don't think I do feel like, obviously there's definitely always like a awkward moment like every year or two where I'm like around a white person and they'll like say some slick racist shit like, and I'm like, hey dog, nah man. Like I know nobody's around, but nah man. so
the industry do's and don'ts. On that topic, it's personal life stuff. Do you think that as an artist they should have their personal life on the net, or do you think they should keep it separate?
I say this. A lot of people have to have their personal life on the internet because that's the only shit people talk about. You know what I'm saying? There's artists that's all we talk about is their personal life because their music isn't good anymore. Like Tyga is a perfect example. Like if Tyga wasn't banging out Kylie Jenner, what else would we talk about? His music is kind of falling off, and there's a lot of artists that's. But I think I would prefer artists not be so sloppy. I think it's whack. Like the whole Meek Nicki thing. I think that affected Meek negatively. I think that artists like J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar, you don't even know. J. Cole's married. Kendrick Lamar's a fiance. And nobody knows what the fuck either of their ladies look like. That's how it should be, man. It's about like, yo, your music should carry you, period. Like, you know, and if you got to depend on that personal shit and that shade room shit to feed your kid, I ain't mad at you. But, you know, I think that shit is whack.
So you don't want to end up like the Rob K. Black China situation?
Nah. Like, I put my girl and my kid online all the time, but, like, if me and my girl have a fight or we break up, like, you'll never hear about it. Like, I'm not going to air out no personal drama on my shit ever.
So you're not agreeing with Rob then?
No. I mean, I'm not mad at him. He's a heartbroken guy, and he got taken for it. And, you know, he acted out of a real place of emotion. He fucked up for sure. And, you know, what did you expect, bro? It's Black China. She's a fucking slore, bro. Like, come on, man.
Industry do's and don'ts. Why do most people fail in this industry, Kev?
Because, man, everybody wants to be a rapper, and everybody's trying to break it. And there's so many artists, and everybody wants to try to... You know, I think the people who thrive are the people who are unique for the most part and who just kind of do what they do. And if it takes off organically, it's cool. I think there's just people who just feel like there's like a certain checklist of shit that you need to do to be a rapper. And like, yo, man, as long as you can support your family off of music, that's dope. Like, I think people should stop worrying about blowing up and going like triple platinum and getting their song on the radio. I hate like when people like who don't even have a fan base hit me up like, yo, how do I get my song on the radio? Like, dog, why don't you get some fans first? Like, stop worrying about getting your fucking song on the radio. Get some fans first, bro. That's important. Fuck the radio. Like, the radio will come to you when your shit is lit. Like, so yeah, I think people just their mind states are just fucked up, man. Like, yo, if you're dope, just do your thing, stay consistent, and if your shit is that good and you're on your top of your shit, it'll always cut through.
So you think friends should keep it real with their friends?
100%. Yes men, for sure. There's too many yes men, man. There's so many just terrible rappers that send me their music. And I do this thing on my Instagram Live sometimes, where I'll go on Instagram Live, and I'll have people like, I'll be like, yo, guys, I'm going on Instagram Live, and I'm going to listen to your music on Instagram Live and give you my fucking opinion in real time. And I did it like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and every single song that people sent me, except for one, was absolute, just not even okay, like the worst shit you have ever heard in your fucking life. And I'm like, yo, like, who told you to put this shit out? Like, who, like, you spent money to record this piece of shit song. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Where should artists showcase your music now? I mean, I'm sure you heard about SoundCloud.
Yeah, man, I think at the end of the day, there's no excuse anymore, right? You don't need to get a record deal. Anybody can get their fucking music on Spotify. Put your song on SoundCloud. Put your song on YouTube. There's no excuse. You don't have to sign a fucking deal anymore. Period. Like, unless you're like a radio artist who makes like radio records and that's like your only thing, man, you don't need these labels no more. It's extinct. Chance the Rapper just showed you. Like, for real. Like, straight up, don't sign. If you got it popping, build your shit organically. I'm not mad at you if you do sign, because, you know, somebody like Troy Ave probably should have signed a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? But, like, there's no excuse for all of the shit that labels used to provide is now free to artists. You could go straight to consumer. That's it. That's all that, you know, it's not hard anymore. Like, if you're good, there's no excuse. Get your shit out. Put it on the internet. Let it go. You know what I mean?
That's why the good music is selling and the bad music's lost.
Yo, Kendrick Lamar is the number one selling album of the fucking year, man. You know what I'm saying? Chance the Rapper's getting $500,000 for a show. For one night of performing, he's getting $500,000, bro. He ain't even signed. You know what I'm saying? Like, J. Cole just sold out 3 nights in a row at fucking the Forum. Like, that's good music. That's bars. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Lil Yachty. I'm not mad at Yachty, but, you know, Yachty did 40,000 units. You know what I mean? Like, he's making money. He's getting his endorsements. They should put him in movies because he's fucking dope. Like, I like his personality. I think he's a good kid. But, like, his music didn't sell well. You know what I mean? The good shit is still selling, man. There's some shit that's not. You know what I mean? But most of the cream of the crop is still moving units.
Easily, too. Not a lot of promotion.
Yeah. Like, Drake will just put out a playlist. And I'm kind of tired of Drake. I think he's been putting out zero effort into, like, his new shit. I'm like, dog, like, we want to know more about you, bro. Like, we want you to rap about something. Just one song. Give me one song where you're just rapping about Just something of substance. You know what I'm talk to me about your issues that happen in life. You know what I mean? Tell me, a time you were depressed in life. You know what I mean? They're always be about Hooters bitches and, the club and shit. But I fuck with Drake. He's incredible.
DatWAV.com. Wrap it up then. Tell the viewers where they can find all your latest interviews.
Man, just go to bootlegkev.com, real923la.com. Type in the keyword trap. If you just go to YouTube, just type in Bootleg Kev interview. Follow me on Instagram at Bootleg Kev. That's also my Twitter. I don't tweet that much anymore. Snapchat, I don't be on Snapchat. I mean, don't even follow my Snapchat. It ain't worth it because I'm on Instagram stories. So just go to Instagram at Bootleg Kev, man.
That way, we appreciate you, bro.
All good, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Word up.
Really quick.